Gotta know, why do you wear shorts in the wintertime?
You know what I think is absolutely hilarious? Black people oftentimes complain about being the spokesperson for their race, yet then they turn around and expect white people to be the spokesperson for their race. Talk about—
Wasn't I just kind of talking about black people as a monolith, though? Don't you hate when black people do this thing of expecting white people to be the spokesperson for their race? I just treated the black people in this video as the spokespeople for their race. Hunter, how do you not see this? You're so stupid. You're so f***ing dumb. Oh my god. Oh, it's like watching a imbecile who knows how to operate a camera and that's all. Hunter, I am scared of myself. You've scared me, Hunter. Past younger Hunter, you have scared the bejeebers out of current Hunter. That's right, welcome to your favorite anime, Hunter Rekts Hunter. A classic play on Hunter x Hunter, the anime. Now today we are going to be reviewing Hunter Avallone's old video called 20 Answers for Racist Black People. Now, I am always of the opinion that anybody can be racist, whether you're white or black. So we'll have to see how this video goes. I don't remember what I've said here. I'm sure I'm going to have plenty of yikesy takes, as my conservative self oftentimes has. So let's go ahead and see. Maybe I will end up agreeing with some of my old commentary here. Maybe I won't. Let's dive into it and hopefully not die of cringe.
20 questions black people have for white people that BuzzFeed didn't ask. And as you can assume from the title, it's basically a bunch of racist black people asking us slimy white mayo crackers some questions.
Okay. The background there with the Pepe the Frog didn't age so well. That how do you say? That aged poorly. And yeah, the jacket. I'm wearing like a leather jacket here. I got the American flag in the background. Whew. The greaser neo-Nazi look. Rocking it, Hunter.
I'm white myself, so I figured I'd go ahead and finally give them their long-awaited answer. So let's get started.
Be honest, you hate black people, don't you?
No, but I hate that sloppy Joe on your head.
White people.
Okay, so a lot of my responses are going to end up just being like overtly cringe and mocking. But I mean, hey, credit where credit's due to old Hunter there. That was a stupid thing to start the video, a stupid way to start the video. Be honest, you hate black people? I don't hate black people, but I kind of hate you specifically. That is like a really stupid thing to say. So, okay, we'll give Hunter a pass there for saying the sloppy Joe on her head.
Do you know what gentrification is doing to black neighborhoods? Do you have any idea?
Yes, I have a very good idea, actually. It's helping black neighborhoods. Gentrifiers make life better for the locals by pressuring the schools and law enforcement to improve, and by bringing up property prices, in turn raising rent prices, therefore raising revenue for locals. Gentrification is not a problem. The opposite is the concentration of poverty.
Why is being
Gentrification can actually have the potential to benefit a neighborhood in a long-term type of way. Sure. If you have a bunch of businesses that are pressuring the local economy to improve, then yes, that can have positive results downstream. However, what's just ignored here with this argument is the process by which the economy improves also cuts out people who are living in that area who don't make very much money, who are disproportionately poor. If you have big businesses coming in, opening up, boosting the economy, well, that's going to make prices raise. But you still have the locals who are living in poverty. Now suddenly they can't afford things the way that they used to because the local economy is booming due to these bigger businesses and more people coming into the area. It's important to look at both sides of this, that again, like gentrification can have positive outcomes in a long-term type of way, but the process by which you reach those positives negatively disproportionately affects black people. Because if you have more black people living in a poor area and a bunch of wealthier people move into the area and big businesses open and the economy starts boosting, well, you still have people that are poor. And now suddenly they can't afford living in the local area. That pushes people out. So even if there are benefits from gentrification, the process disproportionately negatively affects black people, which would be a form of systemic racism. So for conservative me to jump up here and be like, well, gentrification can actually be beneficial, Pepe, is just dishonest. It leaves out the complete other side of gentrification and the harms that it can cause as well.
problem. The opposite is the concentration of poverty.
Why is being a former drug dealer a bad thing, but being a former slave owner totally okay in white America?
Well,
Oh my God. Why do I always, I review the worst liberal videos, but then my commentary still sucks. Why is it okay to be a former, why is it not okay to be a former drug dealer, but it's okay to be a former slave owner in white America? Wait, are there any slave owners still alive today in America? Like, yes, slavery still takes place internationally, but like, that's a really bad comparison.
well, clearly the black school of business is not doing a very good job teaching you.
Is that all I said? Really? Just a skit that I'm going to skip, clearly? Wait, that's it? Just, you're dumb, haha. Top-notch commentary, Hunter, top-notch.
Do you honestly think the structure of America is not based on racism?
Okay, Sweet Petunia, yes, at one point, America was founded on racism, but today, absolutely not. In fact, try taking off your oppression glasses, go outside and look around, and you'll see that America's structure is now founded on the idea of equality, and it's been that way for quite some time now.
Do you really
So I'm just like making assertions there. So I don't like the argument, by the way, that like America was built on racism. I mean, America was like structurally physical, like the physical structure of certain buildings in America were obviously built by slaves. So there is something to be said there. But then my argument, just open your eyes, bruh. Look at the trees, dude. Such a weak fucking response. So the structure of America based on racism, I think what they're getting at here, a more charitable interpretation would be that when America was set up, the laws, the regulations, the structure of America, when it was set up, racism and the view that black people were subhuman and belonged in chains, essentially, was the norm. So odds are, when they built America and structured America in a certain way, it was not built in a way to accommodate black people. Since at the time, black people were seen as lesser than, which was fucked up, obviously. So there is an element of America that was built on certain racist ideals. However, her argument does leave out the fact that just if America was built this way, America has also changed. It's also improved. We've added amendments to the Constitution to outlaw slavery, to make it so that black people are no longer legally oppressed. And I think that that's a good thing. So was America based on racism? To a degree, yes. And systemic racism is still a problem. But this structure of racism has also been chipped away at. We have amendments now and laws in place to try and prevent discrimination. So that's why now the conversations are about systemic racism that takes place in more subtle ways. The whole point of systemic racism is it's not a law any longer, but instead it's negative, disproportionate results of certain laws or policies.
Okay, Sweet Petunia, try now founded on the equality, and it's been that way for quite some time now.
do you really think you discovered America? Do you really think it's yours?
Well, maybe you didn't know this.
Do you really think you did? Well, I know that I did not discover America. Nope, that wasn't me.
But I actually didn't discover America. Christopher Columbus did, and it's just as racist to group.
So I'm pretty sure what she's getting at there is that like America belonged to people prior, and then, you know, we showed up and swooped in there and took control. Yeah, so like, do you think America is yours? I mean, America is ours now, but the way by which we got America to be ours was pretty fucked up, and there was a lot of slaughter and deceit that took place there to reach that phase. Again, it's like the questions being asked are so bad and lack nuance, and then my responses as conservative me were so bad and lacked nuance that it just becomes nothing but a clusterfuck of a video.
All white people is the same as it would be for me to suggest you're all rapists and killers since some black guys killed and raped someone before. And to be quite honest, no matter how controversial America's past is, America is ours. We fought for the land and we won. And I myself am proud to be an American.
And yeah, I know Columbus didn't even discover America. I do think that it's wrong to group white people in with Columbus or any other white people that mass genocided people. I just think my comparison was also really fucking out of line.
When I'm upset, I'm an angry black man.
Or black woman?
But when you're upset, you're just upset. Aren't you an angry white man?
What? What is this angry black man trying to say?
Why isn't racism?
Haha, Hunter. Roasting that video by being racist. The video is like, aren't you sick of racism? My response, racism. Ha! Owned! Libtard wrecked. Da 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 da. He brings up a good point, though. There are negative perceptions people have, and that is one of them. Yes, that when the guy's mad, he's the angry black man or the angry black woman. But then when you're angry, you're just angry. The anger gets associated with your race if that perception exists when it comes to black people and their anger that they experience. Just like I said that it's bad and wrong to group all white people in with some white people who committed atrocities in the past, it's also wrong when you see somebody getting mad, who also happens to be black, to group the fact that they're angry and experiencing that emotion in with their race. Them being black has nothing to do with them being angry. Everybody experiences anger regardless of skin color. This is hard to watch.
Racism illegal?
Probably because we have the First Amendment. What is this angry black man trying to say?
Why isn't racism illegal?
Probably because we have the First Amendment, so people can say whatever they want. But the second someone commits a racist hate crime, they are arrested because it is illegal. So what are you even talking about?
Why is
Okay, yeah, that was a stupid fuck question. Why is racism not illegal? Racist hate crimes are illegal, but like someone just being racist is covered under the First Amendment. I'm literally like scared to know what I'm gonna say next. I'm actually scared right now.
Why is gaining the black vote so important, but mass incarceration against black people isn't?
Because our politicians want to get elected. They care about your vote. They don't care if you're in prison. And believe me, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it how it is. Also, as unfortunate as it is, black...
Look, I pulled it. I'm just saying it's how it is. I deliver a descriptor and almost make it sound like it should be a prescriptor. And then they say, why is the black vote more important than black people incarcerated? I mean, listen, from a purely practical standpoint, then yeah, of course. Like, if politicians want your vote, that's going to be what they focus on more than black people in prison. But then I go on to be like, well, 1350, lady. Have you ever heard a little stat? It goes something like 13/50. Maybe that's why. When people phrase this, black people are disproportionately in prison thing, they oftentimes will frame it wrong, as this video obviously did, because then dipshits like past me can jump in here and be like, hey, you know, black people commit crime. It's kind of a thing, you know. The real conversation that needs to be had is right now, black people are disproportionately in prison because certain policies of the past have made it so that black people are arrested at higher rates for crimes that white people commit also. White people and black people smoke marijuana at roughly the same rate. Black people are in prison for marijuana at way higher rates. Why is this? Well, it's because of the drug war, which was deliberately put in place to try and criminalize black people. There's a policy in which drugs are heavily criminalized. There's disproportionate amounts of drugs in the black community due to previous policies, which led to disproportionate poverty. So, because of that, you now see a disproportionate amount of black people in prison as compared to white people, even though white people smoke marijuana at the same rate. So this is a policy that disproportionately fucks over black people compared to white people. It's systemic racism. Just saying, well, you know, 13/50, Pepe, LOL, doesn't actually answer the real question. But the problem, again, is that the real question was not asked either. Just saying, like, a lot of black people are in prison, that doesn't convey the argument you're trying to make.
Why are all of y'all afraid of black people? I don't want your purse. I just want the same pay rate.
I thought you were gonna steal my hair product. I'm sorry. And as I just said, it's unfair for people to be afraid of black people. However, black people do commit more crimes. So there is a reason behind that unfair assumption.
Why do I do? Oh my God. Every fucking video I make about black people as a conservative, I end up just justifying outright racism. What the fuck? Okay, it's not right to be more afraid of black people, but 1350, holy shit, this is why I'm scared to keep watching this. It's not okay, but here's a big long-winded justification, LOL.
However, black people do commit more crimes, so there is a reason behind that unfair assumption. Again, I'm not saying it's right, I'm just saying there's a logical explanation behind it. And as far as the—
No, it's not logical. It's illogical. You can't look at a statistic of in black areas there's disproportionate rates of crime, and then just extrapolate from that as I am scared of black people. That's not fucking logical, you chuckle fuck. Again, it's the same thing I said in my previous video. It ignores environment. There is disproportionate crime rates in some of these black areas due to the environment that these black people are put in. If you take a black person out of that environment, they're not just more likely to commit crime because they're black. So having a fear of black people due to 1350 is not logical. That is illogical. That is textbook racism. Man, this Hunter Avallone guy is so fucking dumb. Can I call myself the R-slur? Is that allowed?
Unfair assumption. Again, I'm not saying it's right, I'm just saying there's a logical explanation behind it. And as far as the whole—
By that argument, then, it is logical for me to be afraid of every quiet white kid that enters the public school with a fat backpack. It's just logical, you know? I'm not saying it's right, but I am saying there's a reason. I mean, white guys have shot up quite a few schools. Just saying. Pepe.
hey rate thing,
This is
I'm
hurting.
literally begging you. I'm on my knees. Begging you. Stop. Please just stop. Please stop. Stop peddling the wage gap. It has been debunked a multitude of times, and it's been illegal to pay women less since the 60s.
Why must you own
Again, God, the whole wage gap conversation is so fucking annoying now. It's because the liberals never know how to deliver their points properly. Again, the problem isn't like women make less, so discrimination. It's why do women make less? Well, it's because of choices they make. Why do they make these choices? What socialization is taking place that motivate women to make these choices? If we're going to say that black women tend to make less on average, then you need to ask, okay, well, why is that? Are black people disproportionately in an area in which job opportunity is not as prevalent? That might have something to do with this. That might matter. There might be a conversation about systemic racism there. You don't just get to say it's illegal to pay women less, so therefore wrong. There are questions that need to be asked to try and better understand why women make less in some degrees.
Why must you own all the media outlets? I mean, could we at least have BET back?
Okay, this hoe is making absolutely no sense to me. The CEO of BET is a black woman. So far, what I've learned from her is black people aren't really black, and former slave owners are still alive today. I'm woke!
Why does
So the whole former slave owners thing, I'm pretty sure was getting at like conservatives will tend to really glorify George Washington, but he owned slaves. I think that would be a much more charitable way of interpreting that. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't know what her argument was getting at either. Like, why do you own everything? Can we have BET back? I'm not sure what she was even getting at there. But like usual, her argument's bad and my argument's worse. And then again, we're just watching a clusterfuck of a video.
every race qualify for reparations except black people?
First of all, they don't. Second of all, reparations are completely stupid. Just like you didn't go through slavery, we shouldn't be held responsible for something we never did. But you know, how about this?
So, okay, when we have a conversation about reparations, I think that if you could actually track back a degree of lineage to people who actually were enslaved here in this country and are descendants from slaves, I do think that those people should receive reparations. But those would be given from the government, paying back a debt. This wouldn't be like, hello, white Joe, please give me $5 for the reparation tax.
If you want reparations, how about we do this? Every time a black guy robs a white guy's house, you pay me $30. That's not really very fair, is it? Yeah, no, it's not fair at all.
A long time ago.
I actually might just have to like delete my entire channel now and run away forever and hide my face out of pure shame. This was just racism. This is not an argument. That's not being edgy. That's literally just being racist. Hunter, you have successfully triggered yourself. I'm just reiterating and defending racist ideals. Again, that white people are being victimized by the black criminals. Holy crap, this is so cringy. And also just incorrect. We know that most violence and most crime carried out against racial groups are carried out by the same members of that racial group. We know that most white people are killed by other white people. We know that most black people are killed by other black people. This idea that whites are being victimized by the evil criminal blacks is a racist bullshit talking point that right now old me is propping up, and it's incredibly embarrassing.
Yeah, no, it's not fair at all.
A long time ago. Really not that long ago. You guys prevented black people from learning how to read and write. But why did you let them keep the Bible?
Probably because y'all need Jesus. No, but seriously, I have no idea. This video should really be questions for slave owners or something. He's asking us these questions like we're the ones that actually did it. Do you think that white people have this giant fat book titled Reasons Behind Every Single Thing a White Person Has Ever Done? Oh wow, then that's why he slept with his sister and shot up a school.
White people, historically, you
Okay. Props, because at least I'm not just being racist towards black people. I'm being racist towards white people also. Beautiful equality right here.
white people, historically, you've never liked black people. But why have you always accepted black people's money?
Again with this whole asking me questions like I'm the one who did.
This is such a bad question. White people historically didn't like black people. They had a lot of fucked up views of black people. Now we are striving for more equality. Black people can participate in the economy just as much as any other person in this country. There's no such thing as black money. It's just money.
Or something. I really don't know, but probably because you're using American money, you're using the same money that white Americans are using, so they don't really care where it came from because it's money.
What does colonization mean to you?
Honestly, it means absolutely nothing to me because I'm not to blame, you racist little slime bucket.
You do know crack and cocaine.
You don't need to be responsible to still answer the question in a better faith manner. You know that, right? Like colonization, this idea that when white people come to another area, they colonize, so they set up shop, they try and re-educate the population and establish their own version of what they believe society should look like. It's called colonization. It's happened plenty of times. It's also caused a lot of negatives in many different regions, right? So this idea that like, I don't know, I have nothing to do with it because I didn't do it myself. It's just like a dishonest, almost a lazy response because it's a non-response.
You do know crack and cocaine are both drugs, right? Can you find out why Bill Clinton thinks one should carry a harsher sentence than the other?
Oh, okay, now that's actually a very excellent question from the black lady there. She is getting on to something that is incredibly true, which is, yes, a lot of the times under the drug war specifically, crack cocaine is more heavily criminalized and carries a harsher sentence than just cocaine. It's the same drug. It gives you the same high. They're both drugs. They're the same drug. They both have the same effects. But because of the drug war, because this policy was specifically motivated by racism, they made it so that, yes, crack cocaine would be criminalized harsher because they knew that crack cocaine was disproportionately in black areas, so they could criminalize black people at higher rates.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. Let me just let me pull up my phone, call up Bill Clinton. Let me just go to my contacts where I have the phone number for every single white person who ever lived.
Now this one is for Flint. When are you
That was a decent response for me that time.
gonna arrest Governor Snyder?
Well, hold on a second. I haven't called Bill Clinton yet.
So when we talk about slavery, why are you uncomfortable? It's part of American history.
To be perfectly honest, I'm not uncomfortable about that at all.
Okay. Hang on to your butts. I'm gonna say something super insensitive, I bet. Like, it was a long time ago, you gotta just fucking get over it.
The only people who are white guilt-ridden little virgins. And anyway, isn't it other black people who are tearing down historical statues because it makes them uncomfortable? Sounds like that message was more for black people than for white people.
Why do you want to
No, I'm demonstrating their point right now and don't even realize. You realize that part of the reason people are tearing down statues, and part of the reason that people like me at the time were mad about it, demonstrates that I was uncomfortable, along with a bunch of other people who were uncomfortable at taking down monuments that were put up honoring slave owners and honoring the opposition during the Civil War.
Why do you want to adopt the fun part of black culture, but not the true lifestyle of black Americans?
Easy on the snootiness, Missy. Okay, of course we only want the fun parts. I mean, duh. Why do you want all the fun of bouncing on a moon bounce, but you don't want to know the true lifestyle of an employee who works at the bouncy house? And besides, I'm pretty sure if a white person did try the true black lifestyle, you would claim it was cultural appropriation.
I actually don't like that argument at all. What is the true black lifestyle? Like, what the fuck? That's just a bad question. That opens the door for all kinds of weird shit. Again, though, I think a more charitable interpretation of her argument is simply that white people, more often than not, will take elements of black culture, things that were created by black people, and sort of set it up their own way, build upon it. I mean, we have a lot of music throughout history that kind of demonstrates this. But then when we're talking about the actual struggles that black people face, like systemic racism, a lot of the times people don't want to have that conversation. They want to go and listen to their fucking N-word rap music. They don't want to talk about systemic racism. I think that that would be a far more charitable way of interpreting her argument there. But still, again, very badly phrased argument.
Gotta know, why do you wear shorts in the wintertime?
I guess it's an okay question. When I was little, I loved wearing shorts, but I can't speak for every white person.
I actually still love wearing shorts in the winter time. She got me on that one. The white stereotypes, they live.
I'm really sorry about that. You know what I think is absolutely hilarious? Black people oftentimes complain about being the spokesperson for their race, yet then they turn around and expect white people to be the spokesperson for their race. Talk about—
Wasn't I just kind of talking about black people as a monolith, though? Don't you hate when black people do this thing of expecting white people to be the spokesperson for their race? I just treated the black people in this video as the spokespeople for their race. Hunter, how do you not see this? You're so stupid. You're so fucking dumb. Oh my god. Oh, it's like watching a fucking imbecile who knows how to operate a camera and that's all.
hypocrites. This entire video was absolutely pathetic. and I'm very, very glad that it's finally over. Guys, before you go, don't forget to contact Bright Bay Wireless.
That's it? Okay, I'm glad it's over too. Man, that was a yikesy one. I can't go through a single video where I talk about Black Americans and not say some major racist shit, it seems. Hunter, I am scared of myself. You've scared me, Hunter. Past younger Hunter, you have scared the bejeebers out of current Hunter. That was actually terrible. Asking Black people to be the spokesperson for their race, textbook racism, justifying the fear of Black people based on statistics involving disproportionate crime rates amongst Black communities, textbook racism, and also a couple snooty and sassy little comments without actually addressing the arguments that were being levied. Holy crap, there's no more commentary left for this. This was fucking awful. And then even the stereotype of Black people committing crime and robbing houses, Jesus. Again, anytime somebody says shit like this, they are ignoring environment, which is why people commit crimes. Environment plays a role in why people commit crime. People are not hardwired to commit crime, okay? People are not biologically more likely to have the criminal gene. There is an environment there that plays a role. So if you take somebody out of that environment, they are not going to just have the same likelihood of committing the crime. So by saying I'm scared of Black people because of disproportionate crime rates, you are engaging in textbook racism. It's really sad too, because it's like I didn't even realize how bad of the arguments were that I was making. Well, there you guys have it. Hunter Rex Hunter, and is devastatingly ashamed to have shown this previous video because holy crap, I hate how blatantly racist I was. Now I'm just racist towards white people, so all is well.